Alright, welcome to another InDesign beginner to advanced course. In this lesson, we want to learn how to create a book cover. So let's go ahead. Number of pages. We want our number of pages to be 3, and we want our page, the width, to be 6 inches, and we want the height to be 9 inches. So make sure you check facing pages. Orientation should be portrait. Now let's change our margins to 0.125 inches on our size. Let's also change our bleed to 0.125 inches on our size, and now let's click on OK. Now let's come to our pages. Let's come to our pages over here, and now select all, and then uncheck allow documents pages to shuffle. Also right click again, and also uncheck allow selected spreads to shuffle. After doing that, let's drag this one to the side. Okay, now we want to change the middle page. We want to change it because this page is going to be our spine. So let's go ahead and click it like this. Click on it and go to layout, margins and columns, and now we want to change the inside and outside of it to 0.0625 inches. 0.065 inches. Let's change this to 0.0625 inches, and then you can click on OK now. Okay, so after doing this, with the middle page selected, let's go ahead and pick the up page too, and now we want to change the this place over here, which is the width, to 0.3 inches. Okay, now so it depends on the number of pages that you want to work with. Okay, so if I want to work with 300 pages, I'll just come here, 300 times the 300, which is the number of pages, okay, times times the 300, which is the total number of pages, times 0.00225 for white paper and 0.0025 for green paper. So let's say you're working with green paper right now, I'll just 300 pages, total number of pages, times 0.0025, then click on enter, which will give me this spine. Okay, so this is our spine, this is our back page, this is our front page, and this is our spine. So we'll be working on the spine. Now what I want us to do is that let's go ahead and select the two of them, control and click and control click. Now go to layout, margins and columns, and now what I want us to do is I want us to change the top to 0.625, 0.625. Let's link all, and then now let's unlink it, and now let's go ahead and change the inside to 0.5 inches this way. Okay, now we are good to go. Now let's click on OK. Let's come back to our middle page and come and work on it. Then let's go to layout, margins and columns, and I want us to change the top and bottom to 0.625 inches. 0.625 inches. 0.625 inches. The same as 0.625 point. You can just omit the 0 and then okay, there we go. Now this is what we have. Then this is what we're going to be working on. This is our back page, front page, and this is our spine, the spine of the book. Now let's go ahead and come to our layers panel, and then name this background. Click on OK. Let's add a new layer and name it test. Now click on OK. Let's go ahead and bring in our image. Let's lock this layer and select the background layer. Now let's go to File, Place, go into Resize Files, and then bring in this image, and then just drag it this way to place it. Double click to go to the direct selection tool. Now you can play with the image. Okay, there we go. Now since this image is a little bit white, let's add an overlay. I want to add a black rectangle box over it, and then you will change, make sure it touches the spine, okay, so that change the color to black. Shift X, that's what I did, and then go to transparency, change the blending mode to multiply, and then change the opacity to like 20 or 19%. Then click on OK. Now let's lock it because we are done with the background. Let's come and work on the text. Pick your type tool. Now be sure to use your margins and type in the Love Nation. This is the name of our book. You can use any name you want. I have everything in a Word document, and it is in your Resize file, so you can just, if you forget something, you can just look into your Resize files. I have it written as a Word document, and then you can also follow it and change it or work with it if you miss any place from here. Now I want us to change the size to 58. And we'll be using a font called Roger Laviena. And let's change the color to paper. There, we are good to go. You can add some drop shadow to it if you want to see it very clear. So you can play with the angle. Or you can play with the size. You can also play with the offset. Now, if it's okay for you, you can also play with the opacity. And just click on OK. Some people will even add stroke to it, but it's not good to add stroke to text. Okay, now right click, select right click, fit frame to content. Let's pick our type tool again. Now let's type in the Love Nation. Select all, change the color to white or paper. I want to use a font called Roboto. Roboto bold. Yes. I want to use a font called Roboto bold. Me had this now. This time I share shimmy no. Me hear me videos no. I'll coin. I busy. Sir, who am more? Okay. Okay, so after typing in the Love Nation, let's change the color to white, and then we want to use a font size. We want to use let's change the size to something like, I'm not sure if 58 is okay. Okay, so we should type in the nation Ghana, not the Love Nation. It should be the nation Ghana. Okay, so the nation Ghana. Control U to select all. We'll go to both for all of them. Now let's change the size to 22, and let's align center. That's good. Now fitting. Let's change the fitting to this. Let's go ahead and pick our type 2 again, and then we're going to add the author's name. Okay, so you can add your name. And now I want to use Minion Pro regular. Let me align center, then change the font size to 14, and I want it to be yellow. Okay, let me change this to bold. Now let's preview to see what we are doing so far. Okay, so you can add the drop shadow as I added it to the first one. You can add some to this. Okay, you can just be adding it. And to make your text very visible. Okay, so there we go. Now let's go ahead and duplicate this text, hold Alt and then drag to this place. Now Control U to select all. Let's change the size to, let's say, 45. Now let's change this tracking to something like 48. Okay, so we are getting somewhere. So we change the leading to 45 and also the size to size to 45 and the leading to 48. Okay, so I think it's good. Now let's go ahead and type in what you learn in the book, or what you read. So it depends on what you want to. Let me use Roboto for this. Roboto regular. I don't know where my Roboto regular is. I can't find it anywhere. So you can even use italic, okay, so that it makes it a little more line to the center. Okay, you can decide to change the color. Now let's go ahead and we want to now add something about what you learn. Okay, so this is what you will learn. Now fail with placeholder test. You don't want to work on this, and you can work on it at your own time. Okay, you can, as usual, change the color to white. You can also change the color of this to, let's pick yellow for it. Now I want us to add some quotes from the book, or for some quotes from the writer. So right click, fill with placeholder test, and then let's go ahead and clear this place. Okay, so you can add the by. Okay, you can play around with the colors. Doesn't necessarily mean you should use mine colors. Okay, just want to make something beautiful out of this, and it depends on how you see it. Okay, so let's add some quotation marks. Now let's select the text frame. Let's go to properties. Now let's go and add some borders to it. So let's add some shading. Select it and then hold Alt and click over here to change the color. Let's change the color to red. Okay, let's change the tint to 100%. Let's unlink it and then make changes to the left. Okay, there we go. Now let's click on OK. Let's go ahead and change the color to white. That's good. Let's preview to see. Now, so it handled this as a 2 different text frame, which it shouldn't be that way. So, but you can just add it to the text and it would go away. So let's go ahead and add the about me. Okay, let's not work ourselves. Let's just duplicate this. Let's just bring it here. And make it about the author. Now I think we've done most of them, and now you just have to add a little bit description about the author. Fit frame to content. So let's go ahead and pick our type 2. You can just use your shortcuts, okay, so that it becomes easy for you. And then fill with placeholder test. Okay. Now can go to file and maybe come and place our image. This is the author. Now we can use the warp to make sure this image fits okay. Let's see, we have the warp over here, and we can decide to, let me bring this forward. arrange, send to back. So let's check the fitting. Let's fit the content to the frame. If you decide to like come to the middle of the page, so this is how the warp will be, unless you play around with these things. Okay, unless you play around with it, and if you don't want it that way, you can just, let's omit this, and then we can reduce our text box. So let's say if I have the text box deleted, then let's go to file, place, and I can bring in this image, and I'll place it somewhere over here. Then I can bring my text to create a text box over here, then fill with placeholder text. As usual, and I can check my fitting. So if you want to use the content aware fill, or you want to use the warp tool, you have to be patient, okay, and then try to make it fit for you, because since there's not much time for me in this, I just have to do it somehow so that you will understand it. Okay, so this is how to create the book cover, and we've created our book cover. So you can also use these steps to create your book cover. Follow them and you can also create your book cover. We've wasted much time on this, but we are going to a new one, how to lay out a book, okay, so that you can also lay out your books after you've created your book covers. From there, you look at how to create an exercise book. So thank you for joining this lesson, and I hope you learned something. Thank you. Follow the steps. If you try to add your image and you use the warp tool, try to be patient and work with the warp tool. If not, you cannot make your image fit perfectly. Okay, thank you for joining this lesson. Bye.